The best of Money Matters. Right Business.
Welcome to The Right Business, where we dive deep into the stories of trailblazers who dare to disrupt the status quo, find the gap in the market to find the right business. Hello, I'm Hongbin Jeong. Now, in land-scarce cities like Singapore, traditional farming faces significant challenges, making it difficult to produce fresh, local food at scale. However, innovative urban farming solutions are transforming the way we grow and consume produce. Now, leading this movement is Grobrix, a company that brings farming indoors through modular vertical green walls, allowing workplaces, schools, and communities to cultivate fresh produce while fostering sustainability, wellness, and engagement. So to share more about how Grobrix is redefining urban agriculture and its impact on businesses and communities, joining us today is Mathew Howe, who is the founder and urban farmer at Grobrix. Hi, Mathew. Welcome to the show.
Hi there, Hongbin. Thank you very much for having me back on Money FM. Great.
Thank you so much for joining us. Mathew, we read that your love for basil and you growing food on the wall came to you during a visit to the barber? I mean, that's such an interesting moment of inspiration. How did this spontaneous idea evolve into a business concept?
Sure. So I was getting my hair cut and I was staring at a wall behind me through the mirror in the barber, and I just had the idea that maybe we could grow food on walls in interesting places, like hair salons or offices. And then it wasn't there that the idea for a business started. It was a product or a hobby. Can we design a piece of equipment that might make that work? And then really it was just a creative itch that I chose to scratch, and a hobby that got out of control. At this point, I never thought it would be a business.
Well, I am glad that it was an idea that went out of control, because now we have Grobrix, right? So tell us more about how these walls work and the impact they have on urban farming.
Yeah, so you can think of it like a moss wall or an indoor ornamental living green wall, but instead of growing ornamentals, we're growing food. So we've got an automated light system, we've got automated irrigation, and the product was designed with IKEA design processes in place, and the system all clicks together like Lego. So it's all very sort of Scandinavian, and it was designed to look nice. And as a result of this, in the same way that moss walls and indoor landscaping is used to beautify spaces, we can now basically do the same thing, but with farming. So this allows us at urban farming out of the warehouse, out of the factory, make it not just about being functional, but by doing it in these really interesting places, which then aims to reconnect people with the source of their food and get more people involved in urban agriculture.
I see. Well, your model focuses on farming as a service rather than selling produce directly to consumers. What exactly does farming as a service mean, and what makes it so unique?
Okay, so for us, farming as a service means this. Most farmers grow food at their place for you. By this, I mean they grow food at their location and then maybe sell it into a supermarket. At Grobrix, we grow food at your place with you. So our movement exists to turn everyone into a farmer, if only for 1 hour a week. And the service that we provide is there basically to set you guys up and then provide all of the support and then provide the engagement and all of the activations that go along with it.
I see. Well, your modular so-called edible walls come in various installation formats: against a wall, built-in, and mobile capsules. How do these different setups cater to, different types of spaces?
So all of the options that we've got, they've evolved through time depending on the appetite, pun intended, of what our customers are looking for. So to begin with, all we needed was, do you have an empty wall? Can we park a farm up against it? Many of our installations now, we work with interior designers. So when offices or hotels are getting fitted out, then we can become a part of the redesign. So the system looks more at home, it's boxed in, it's framed up, it tends to look at its best. And then when we started working in the hospitality space with hotels, people asked us, can we move the farm around? So we took the concept and we put it on a cabinet on wheels, and then allowed our customers to move these farms around as they needed them for some events, in and out of different banquet halls or in and out of different dining halls, to create these farm-to-table experiences for their customers in different sorts of spaces.
I see. Well, your walls can also be integrated into new builds. So what should one consider when incorporating Grobrix into a space?
For us now, it's not really just about growing the food. It's about doing something interesting with the food when it's grown. So we will be harvesting the produce and then doing something interesting with it, like blending green smoothies or doing herbal tea infusions or doing simple farm-to-table cooking demonstrations right in front of the farm. So it's this concept of farm-to-table and making it happen in somewhere like a workplace. So from that perspective, the best place to put these indoor edible gardens is in communal spaces where people can gather and these activations and these programming events can take place.
I see.
Like a pantry.
Right. Well, speaking of like a pantry here, for businesses that don't have available walls, you offer, mobile capsule solutions. Tell us more about how this option works and where it's most commonly used.
So back to what I said before, if you don't have a wall or you'd like versatility on where the system is being placed, then we can put this on wheels for you. But in offices, it's really about finding one place that's suitable where people can gather around. So from that perspective, the mobile capsules there, if you had a large room and you wanted to put something in the middle, so they can also act as space dividers as well, should you wish to use the mobile capsule.
I see. Well, you also provide a 3-week head start for plant growth in your nursery. Could you share more about this as well?
Yeah, sure. So we have a centralized nursery at Science Park. That's where I am now, where we get baby plants out of the ground to about 3 weeks of age. And then we have a fleet of vehicles moving around the community, doing the transplants onto the wall. So the walls out in the community, the Grobrix systems, they're never empty. Plants, every plant that goes onto the systems has a 3-week head start. And our nursery will facilitate over 50 different types of crops, from leafy greens, kales, herbs, edible flowers, many, many options.
I see. Now I'm curious. I'm sure, maintenance is key as well here. And it's also part of your array of services. Could you give us a glimpse of what your maintenance program, how it works and its inclusions?
Sure. So this is very similar to any type of indoor landscaping service, like pot plants, which is very popular in corporate offices. In this sort of example, there would be an installation of the pot plants and then someone would come every 1 to 2 weeks to look after them. It's exactly the same concept into exactly the same type of location, like an office, except it's with food. That's probably the easiest way to explain it. So we are, instead of looking after ornamental plants, we're farmers and we're looking after food, and we're there to do general maintenance, make sure the plants are healthy. But then more importantly, on top of this, because we're growing food, it's engaging and people are interested in what we're doing. So there is engagement and communication and component that's part of our service as well.
I see. Well, you've also highlighted that Grobrix helps foster a sense of community and enhance the overall wellness in, the workplace. So how exactly does your services help improve corporate culture? And what kind of feedback have you received from companies which help boost their overall morale?
So the Grobrix movement exists to reconnect people with the source of their food. As I said before, we want to turn everyone into an urban farmer, if only for 1 hour a week, and we bring these farm-to-table experiences into the workplace that then sit on top of this. And often these are designed in a way to promote wellness, both physical and mental, but also sustainable farming practices. So it really does become, for corporates and workplaces, a one-stop shop that brings employees together, provides employee engagement whilst promoting wellness and sustainability in the office. The feedback that we've had from companies has been great. Get regular endorsements on social media, platforms like LinkedIn, and the feedback that we've got from the many partners that we grow with has been very positive.
Right, that's amazing. But beyond corporate clients, Grobrix is also being used as an educational tool. How do you work with schools as well to integrate urban farming into the curriculum? And what do you hope students take away from these experiences?
So I suppose it's very similar for workplace, but when we do it in a school environment, then we work closer with the teachers to incorporate what we're doing into the curriculum. So this can be the main curriculum or it can be co-curricular activities. Obviously, the audience is a bit younger, so we have to optimize the content a bit. But in essence, it's the same movement. We're still trying to achieve the same thing, and that's basically to get everybody involved in growing their own food, reconnect with the source of their foods, and then we try and impress upon them why they should sustainability perspective, why they should care from food security perspective, and also really highlight this concept of growing food together as a community, because we all need to eat. We typically do it 2 or 3 times a day. Often we might prepare a meal with a friend or a loved one. There was a time for most of us where we would grow together as communities, even here in Singapore. But for most of us now, that time has passed, and that's what we're looking to do something about.
Right. That's very nice and amazing there. But before we let you go here, Mathew, aside from these initiatives, what's next for Grobrix in the future?
So we're continuing to develop the products. We've got new software solutions that help us improve the quality of the produce that we're growing and keep a closer eye on it. We are continuing to build out our presence in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And last year, we started growing in the US with a partnership with a company called Green City Growers. Mm-hmm. So there are now Grobrix farms on the ground in the US, and we've started in Boston and hope to grow from there.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Mathew, for joining us and sharing more about Grobrix today.
Thank you very much for having me, and have a good day.
You too. That was Mathew Howe, founder and urban farmer at Grobrix. This has been The Right Business with me, Hongbin Jeong.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.